most of the city here in Crystal River, where we are, is in a flood zone, and the entire city has been evacuated. In fact, a mandatory evacuation order was issued here on Monday, along with a dozen other counties. Joining me now is Doug Baber. He is the city manager here in Crystal River. He's been working through the night, really, to monitor the storm. Doug, thank you for joining us. First of all, set the scene for us. What impacts have you seen so far?
David, thanks for having me this morning. I appreciate that. We've done a lot over the night. Kudos to the Sheriff's Department, the fire department, first responders all out on the field today. They've done a great job through the night responding to some calls and making sure that our community is safe. We've got a lot of rain event going on right now. As you know, it's starting to back up in the water. One of the biggest things that we've noticed is that the surge is going to be pushing in later today. The biggest part of the surge is going to be around 4:30. That's what I just got from the EOC this morning, due to the high tide. And so it's going to kind of give people a false sense of confidence that they can go out on the roads and everything's kind of passed. A little later, all that notice is getting ready to go out on social media as we speak. So that's one of the biggest updates that I have for you.
Doug, I know this is a mandatory evacuation area. You've told people to leave. Have people left, or have most decided to stay?
They've done such a great job this year. When we had the word out, we got out early talking about the storm surge and the Category 3 possible 4 storm that could be coming our way. They heeded the warnings very well. I was out on the water yesterday afternoon with the sheriff's office, and we were kind of going around checking on the boats out on the water and making sure that they had heeded these warnings and a lot of them pulled everything out of the water. And they've just done such a great job here overall, staying off the streets overnight. And so far, so good.
Doug, you were the city manager in the area that Hurricane Michael devastated back in 2018. What lessons did you take away from that storm that you've implemented in preparation for this?
So I came in just after the storm to help rebuild Mexico Beach. I had been there taking care of all the things that they lost. I was not there in the preparation for the storm, but I learned so much from those folks hearing about that aftermath. And I passed along a lot of that here at the EOC, like making sure we had certain things available and on standby, and used our web EOC equipment properly, and make sure we staged everything we could, as many places as we could, surrounding areas. We lined up debris haulers. We didn't take anything for granted here in Citrus County, just kind of following up just to make sure that we were prepared.
Doug, live from home. Thank you, Doug Baber. We appreciate it, City Manager. When he says EOC, he's talking about the Emergency Operations Center. And it's important to note he talked about 4 o'clock this afternoon being a critical point. That's because right now we're dealing with low tide. So it's deceiving the fact that the water hasn't risen as much as we expected. But when that storm surge combined with the high tide rolls in around 4 p.m. this afternoon, as Doug alluded to, that's the real threat that a lot of emergency officials here are preparing for.